gorgeous people. How are you all doing? I hope you're well. Right. Oh, it's been blowing a hoolie here today and tipping it down with rain, but I still managed to get out with Nell. So what I want to do today is I want to review one of the Mindful Chef meals. It's a vegan option. It's the Indian spice tofu scramble. And I'm also throwing the gauntlet down for Carys of James and Carys because she says she doesn't like cooking. So come on, Carys, this is a really easy one. And it's all about using ingredients to feed your body and your mind. I'm going to talk another time about the gut biome and all the research in that. But just now, I am going to do a review of the meal. I'm going to show you how to cook it. And I'm challenging Carys to do the same. Of course, if you want to pick a different meal, Carys, that is absolutely fine by me. All I want is photographic evidence that you did it. So come on, no more junk food. Let's do this. Okay, so the recipe I am going to review and prepare for you is week 9, recipe 3, Indian spiced tofu scramble. So let's get on and do this. Okay, so here we go. In front of you, you'll see all the ingredients that are needed for the Indian spiced tofu scramble. Everything comes ready portioned for you, which makes life an awful lot easier. The other thing that you'll notice in the recipe booklet is that they give you the cooking time. In this case, it's 30 minutes. They tell you how many calories per portion, and you will have 463 calories in this dish, 25 grams of protein, 33 grams of carbs, and 26 grams of fat. Although 26 grams of fat does sound quite a lot, I think you'll find if you look at where the fat comes from, it's good fats. So very impressed with the quality of the produce sent out by Mindful Chef. It's always fresh, always looks absolutely wonderful, and it is, of course, all organic. So let's see what we can do with it. Half an hour it says it should take me. So my clock says 20 past 6. All right, so let's see if the half an hour is accurate. Carys, if you choose to accept this challenge, and I would like photographic evidence, then this is only going to take half an hour of your day and you'll end up with something really delicious and nutritious. Okay, now all I'm going to do before I actually start cooking is make sure that I've got everything ready. So oven on, gas mark 6 or 200 degrees. I'm going to put mine a little bit lower because it's a fine oven, so I'm going to put mine at about 180. I have got 2 pans and a wooden spoon, a chopping board, sharp vegetable knife, a grater, a small grater for the ginger, garlic press, and a non-stick baking tray. That's it. Okay, your very first job is to wash your potatoes and cut them into small cubes. When you've done that, put them onto a baking sheet, and I always like to use a non-stick liner because it just makes washing up so much easier. Then you're going to drizzle about a teaspoonful of your oil of choice, whatever takes your fancy, whatever rocks your boat. I tend to use extra virgin olive oil just because I like it. And you are going to sprinkle half of the cumin seeds over the potatoes and season with salt and pepper. Now, I only ever use Himalayan rock salt because it has a lot of health benefits, whereas ordinary table salt isn't that great for you. So when you've done that, give them a jolly good shake and pop them in the oven where they're going to need about 25 minutes. Right, the second thing you're going to do is you are going to put a small amount of oil into one of your pans and put that on to warm up. Then you're going to cut your cherry tomatoes in half and add them to the pan. Season as you like them with a bit of Himalayan rock salt, preferably, and pepper, ground black pepper, and just let them cook gently for about 15 minutes. Okay, so you're going to leave the tomatoes on a gentle heat just to cook through. And whilst they're cooking through, you're going to take your second pan and pop a little bit of oil in the bottom. Then put it on the heat to warm up. While that's warming up, cut up your onions, fairly small, and you're going to mince your garlic and you are going to grate the ginger. And you're going to pop them all into the pan together and you're going to let them cook through very gently. Keep stirring them just so they don't stick, and that should take about 3 minutes. Okay, so you can leave the pan with the onions, garlic and ginger in, cooking gently whilst you prepare the rest of your vegetables. So you're going to need your red pepper, your mushrooms and the coriander. Okay, so slice the mushrooms, fairly thin slices, dice up the red pepper and then chop up your coriander. And you're going to throw all of that into the pan along with the curry powder, the turmeric and the remainder of the cumin seeds. Oh wow, how nutritious does that look? Looking good, eh? How's yours, Carys? Good, I hope. Anyway, the smell should be coming through nicely and your tomatoes should pretty much be done now. So pop them into a bowl and you can, before you use them, mash them with a fork. Okay, so you can leave your tofu scramble cooking nicely, just gently, and make sure you stir it every now and again to make sure it doesn't stick. Meanwhile, you're going to grab your kale and you're going to roughly chop it. As soon as you've done that, you're going to pull your potatoes out the oven, give them a good old shake, and then add the kale, drizzle a little bit more olive oil on, and pop those back in the oven. Okay, we're nearly there. So your potatoes should be almost done now and your vegetables should have cooked through nicely in the pan. So grab the tofu, open it, drain it and dab it with a piece of kitchen paper just to get off the excess moisture. Before you crumble it into the vegetable mix, I find it much easier to chop it into chunks first. Just roughly, they don't have to be exact or anything. And as soon as you've done that, take them over to the pan and crumble your tofu into the vegetable mix. This is going to take about 5 minutes to warm through. So just keep stirring gently and make sure all those spices are thoroughly mixed in. Great, so we're almost ready to serve up. I am going to grab that bowl of tomatoes and give them a quick mash through with a fork. Give my tofu mix a final stir and get the potatoes and kale out of the oven. And I'm going to look at my clock and it's just before 7:15. So 25 minutes and there it is, my little Buddha bowl as I like to call them. And doesn't that look fantastic? So there you have it. Less than half an hour to put incredibly nutritious, wholesome meal on the table, cooked from scratch. And okay, everything's portioned for you, but there's no rubbish in there. No additives, no preservatives, nothing horrible at all. Really nutritious stuff. 25 minutes that took me, and because there are 2 portions, I get to put one in the fridge and it means I don't have to cook tomorrow. Carys, that's not going to work for you and James because obviously you're going to eat it all in one go. But I would love to hear how you get on with this. And I'll tell you what, guys, the taste test, it is absolutely delicious. I couldn't recommend it to you more. So there you have it. Crone Alone's recommendation of Mindful Chef, which I personally think is just absolutely marvellous. It makes life very easy. They're not expensive meals. The food quality is outstanding, and they are very, very reasonably priced. But do you know what? The best thing of all is that every time you buy a meal, a second meal gets donated to schools. So through their charity partner, the Mindful Chef guys have already donated over 2 million school meals. Now, as many of you know, I was a teacher, and I have witnessed the rising poverty firsthand, and it's just absolutely crazy. What have the MPs just allowed themselves? £50 allowance for a breakfast at the House of Commons, and we've got kids in school whose parents and carers are having to use food banks, and they are starving. So come on, guys, do your bit. 2 million meals to date. That is just, makes you want to cry, doesn't it? Anyway, there is a link below. If you click on the link to the Mindful Chef, you will actually get £20 off your first box. So what's stopping you? And if you're enjoying what you're hearing, subscribe to my channel, and then you will get notifications when I do something new. Okay, guys, love you loads. You take care.